I'm Clara Bennett, perched by the window, tracing raindrops as they slide down the glass. Outside, the world sees a perfect life. Me, marriage to Daniel looks like a dream. A charming house, lavish trips, parties buzzing with chatter. Daniel's a natural calmer's help. Quick with a grin, but lately, that grin doesn't reach his hazel eyes. His laugh rings hollow, and a cold unease has settled in my chest. I've noticed the late nights he blames on work, the way he shields his phone like it's a secret vault. I tell myself it's stress, my imagination running wild. But then I catch a whiff of jasmine on his jacket sock. Unfamiliar, not mine. Doubt gnaws at me, a quiet ache I can't shake. One night he comes home late. His shoulders stiff. You're late again, I say, setting plates on the table. Forcing a smile, he barely glances up, muttering work dragged on, his eyes fixed on his screen. The silence stretches heavy. I remember when we'd talk for hours over dinner, his voice warm with stories. Now it's like he's a stranger. You've been gone a lot, I press, my voice trembling. Is everything okay? His jaw tightens, irritation flashing. I'm doing this for us, Clara, can't you appreciate that? His sharpness cuts, and I blink back, tears. The first fracture in the life I thought we had. Then there's Emily, best friend, my rock. Her bright laugh fills our kitchen. Often, her visits a comfort, but lately, they align too neatly with Daniel's presence. I catch them joking, their ease too familiar, and my stomach twists. I push it down, scolding myself for doubting her. You're imagining things, I whisper, joining them with a tight smile. Weeks pass, and Emily's words shift, subtle digs disguised as care. Daniel's stressed, maybe give him space, she says, her tone soft but pointed. You're lucky to have him, he needs someone who gets it. Her comments chip away at me, planting seeds of inadequacy. Daniel grows colder, his patience thinning. Stop overreacting, he snaps, when I ask about his nights. Not everything's about you. I shrink, my confidence eroding, my world tilting. It's a rainy afternoon, when I decide to surprise him at his office. A tin of his favorite oatmeal cookies in hand, hoping to bridge the gap as I near his door. I hear a giggle, high flirty. My heart stutters, peeking through the crack. I see Femdinal and Emily tangled in a kiss. His hands on her hips, the tin slips. Crashing to the floor, they jolt apart. Faces pale. Clara. It's not, Daniel stammers. Panic in his eyes, Emily's widen. Fake tears brimming. Let me explain, she pleads. I can't breathe. How could you? I choke out, tears spilling. My friend, my husband. Daniel's face hardens. If you weren't so clingy, maybe I wouldn't have strayed. The blame crushes me, and I stumble out, the rain soaking me as I flee. Their betrayal festers, but it doesn't end there. They grow. Disparity, Daniel's career and Emily's social circle can't handle the scandal. I overhear them one night when I returned for my things. Their voices low through the wall. She's a liability, Emily hisses. We could make it look like she left Tunstable, broken. Daniel hesitates, then agrees, his ambition outweighing any guilt. They spread least, Anil tells colleagues. I'm unhinged. Emily weeps to mutual friends about my struggles. I feel the world shift against me, their plan tightening like a noose. One evening, they lure me to the house under the guise of talking. We can fix this, Daniel says. His smile forced. Emily nods. Too eager, I want to believe them. But as we drive to clear the air, unease prickles. The car stops on a deserted road. And suddenly I'm shoved into the trunk, the lid slamming shut. No, I scream, pounding the metal, my voice raw. Daniel. Emily, please. The engine roars and I'm jolted, trapped in darkness. Terror claws at me as I realize they mean to erase me. Powers blur, hands throat bleed. Burns. I think of our wedding. His promises, her hugs, all lies. Despair creeps in, but a faint sound. Footsteps. Me. Help, I yell, hoarse. The trunk opens, and a man peers, tall, stern, his dark eyes wide. You're okay now, he says, voice steady. Ethan, a businessman driving by, pulls me out his arms, strong as I collapse, sobbing. They left me to die. His face darkens with fury. Who, he demands. But I can't answer, shaking too hard. He drives me to safety, vowing they won't get away with this. At the hospital, he stays a quiet shield as I unravel. Why help me? I whisper later, fragile. No one should suffer alone, he says, R.A. His kindness cracks something in me. Faint but real. Days later, Ethan shows me lies thieves spun. They plant it all, he says, anger tight in his voice. I tremble. But resolve hardens. I want justice, I tell him, my voice steady for the first time. He nods, a partner in my fight. I'm broken but not pretended anymore.